Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to revisit Bill Porter, P-47 pilot, American Army Air Corps. We've talked about him once before, but I've just found a box that had a lot of his knickknacks in it, and I'd like to show them to y'all because it's pretty interesting stuff. Bill Porter was a brave American pilot shot down over Normandy D+6. That flak jacket and cap I have in my museum on a mannequin in his honor. You can see his squadron painted on there. It says Ja-Bolts. And I don't know what the Americans were trying to say, but in German, a fighter bomber is a Jagdbomber. And I think they were trying to mimic that, saying they were Yabos, because they were fighter bombers. So, this is his plane loaded on the runway, ready to go. His 850 caliber machine guns are topped off. He's got rockets. Is that a bomb? Yeah. He's going to do some damage. He's going hunting. And here is his plane flying over an American tank in Germany. I met Mr. Porter early 90s. He told me his kids weren't interested in any of his things. I thought, how sad. And here they are in training. Looks like they're in Hawaii. So Bill Porter told me that he grew up in Mexico. His dad was in the oil business and they were drilling in Mexico. Here is a crew of American flight officers from Mr. Porter's collection. So he named he was fluent in Spanish because he had grown up in Mexico. So the name of his P-47 was the Mexicali Skip. This is his scarf, the Mexicali Skip. His cadet wings, they wore these on their caps. So this is interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Mitch, you might want to scoot over here a little bit to look at this. This is a map that he carried. It says right here, attack order number 2, bomber call sign trooper, fighter call sign Hillshire, on C Charlie Channel, controlled by boxcar, IA 420 TR Victor OBOF. So, he told me that this was his mission on Christmas Eve of 1944, and the S2, I think that's intelligence, gifted him the map when he was through with it, the mission. Normally, you have to turn your maps back in after a mission. So, if you look at this, he folds the map up. Ladies, this is before GPS, okay? He folds the map up and puts it on his leg. Oh, I can't fold it the way he had it. And puts it on his leg as he flies. So we're going to go 78 miles, 146 degrees for 28 minutes. Okay, imagine you're flying by time and direction. I guess that's how they did it. And then you turn. 98 miles, 29 minutes. Belfort to target. Belfort to target. Target to Belfort, 98 miles, 21 minutes. So the return flight. So you're going this way, and then you come back this way. I'm assuming so you don't fly over the same flak emplacement twice. But this is what he would put on his lap to fly his mission Christmas Eve of 1944. Were you able to get that very good? So Bill Porter was shot down, D+6 over Normandy. And when he was shot down, he told me that he was strafing the German lines and that he got hit. He said he gained a little altitude, bailed out, and as he was parachuting down, the Germans shot him through the knee. He said they were shooting at him. He said it wasn't very gentlemanly. He was hanging in the parachute. He got struck in the knee. He landed in an apple tree. And he said that it was between the lines, and the Americans and the Germans were skirmishing to get to him. And I can still see him. He was sitting in a brown Lazy Boy, and he was drinking whiskey. He had a bottle of whiskey next to him and glass and ice. And he was sipping that whiskey, and he said, and the bullets were whizzing by everywhere. And he goes, the guy must have been from Georgia. And he starts to look up in the air, and he goes, all of a sudden I hear somebody screaming at me. I say up there, sir, would you like some help getting out that apple tree? He said, at which point they pulled him down and they got him behind a berm, at which point he still had his ripcord in his hand, and that's in the museum on the mannequin. And then they brought him, he said, once the firefight was over, they brought him his parachute. And he said, what do you want me to do with that? And the G guys were astonished. You don't want it? He said, no. He said they cut it up and they divvied it up and they sent it home to their girls to make silk dresses.